Echoes of Us, written by Azalea Moon, Episode 3.
I jolt awake to the sharp, insistent ringing of my iPad. My heart lurches. The early morning light is bleeding in through the curtains, soft but blinding. I sit up too fast, disoriented, chest tight like I've just been yanked from a dream I can't remember. Bruno lets out a sleepy huff beside me, stretching out his golden limbs like royalty, then flopping right back down, completely unbothered. It must be nice. My head is still foggy, caught in the haze of a restless night. But the moment Maggie's name flashes across the screen, a jolt of nerves shoots through me. I already know I'm about to relive every second of last night. I fumble for the iPad, nearly dropping it, and swipe to answer. Her face explodes onto the screen. Curls wild, eyeliner smudged, and that expression, part panic, part pure wrath. Her voice blasts through the speaker like a hurricane.
Camila Morales, you better have a damn good excuse.
I physically wince. I pushed a hand through my messy waves, trying to collect myself. Mags,
Oh, no, don't you mags me.
Maggie cut me off, eyes narrowing.
You ghosted me last night. You were supposed to meet me after my set.
I groan and let my head fall back against the headboard. I tell her, it's a long story. Maggie folds her arms, settling in like a judge about to issue sentencing. A beat of silence stretches between us. I chew my bottom lip, every cell in my body still vibrating from last night. The pressure in my chest builds until I can't hold it anymore. I saw Sebastian, I say. Maggie's jaw drops like a cartoon character. He was at the gala, on stage, alive. The word feels foreign in my mouth. I whisper it like it might shatter if I say it too loud. Mags, he's not dead. He's been alive this whole time. For once, Maggie was speechless. She blinked rapidly, processing. I nod, my lips pressed tight. Maggie lets out a sharp breath.
Okay, hold on. Sebastian Narvaez, the love of your life, the man we had a whole tequila-fueled funeral for in 2004, is just out here casually giving speeches now?
Apparently, her eyes flick to my face and soften.
See, are you okay?
I swallow hard. I don't know. Maggie sighs and drags a hand through her hair, curls tumbling in every direction.
Did you talk to him?
No, I ran.
Classic move.
I glare at her, but it's half-hearted. I panicked, okay? 1 second I'm sipping wine, and the next my dead ex is staring at me like I'm his unfinished business.
Well, are you?
The question hits harder than I expect. I let out a long, shaky exhale. I don't know what I am to him. I don't even know if I want to find out. Before I can answer, the doorbell rings, sharp and unexpected, slicing through the morning stillness. I frown and glance at the time on my iPad, 7:42 in the morning. Who the hell? I mutter, my heart starting to pound. Maggie's eyes go full detective mode.
C, do not open that door without checking who it is.
I'm already on my feet, barefoot, the iPad still clutched in one hand. Bruno jumps down from the windowsill where he'd been lounging, lands with a soft thud, then trots beside me, tail raised, ears perked. I ease toward the window and gently pull back the curtain. A tall, broad figure stands on my stoop, hands fidgeting with the cuffs of his jacket, shoulders tense like he's about to walk into battle. And even through the glass, I know. It's him. My breath catches. Sebastian. My pulse roars in my ears. I stumble back like I've been burned. Maggie, I whisper, eyes wide. It's him. Maggie's face lights up with chaotic glee.
Holy shit, open the door.
I shoot her a glare. Are you insane? She just shrugs, like I'm the irrational one.
Girl, if you don't open the door, I will Uber to Brooklyn and do it for you.
I turn slowly toward the door. My heart pounds so loud. Sebastian is here, in real life. Not a dream, not a ghost. And whether I'm ready or not, I have to face him. I stare at the handle, my fingers hovering just above the lock. Every muscle in my body begs me not to do this. Turn around, pretend I'm not home, let him vanish again, like he did all those years ago. But I'm not 19 anymore. And he's not just some memory I can tuck into a box. Maggie's voice crackles through the iPad like divine intervention.
Cece, I swear to all things holy, if you don't open that damn door.
I take a deep breath, twist the lock, and open the door. The morning light falls softly across his face, catching in his lashes, painting shadows across his cheekbones. And suddenly, I can't breathe. Up close, he's even more devastating than I remember. He wears a tailored black jacket over a crisp white shirt, no tie, the top button undone. His dark hair is tousled, like he's been dragging his hands through it all morning. And his eyes, those light brown eyes, lock onto mine with a heat that makes my stomach flip. We just stand there, the moment thick with everything we never said. Then finally I find my voice, barely. Sebastian? Bruno nudges past my legs, tail wagging like it's just another Saturday. But I don't move. I can't. Sebastian's eyes flick down, and when they lift again, there's something in his hand.
You left this.
He pulls my phone from his pocket, my lips part. My phone. With everything that happened last night and everything I've been spiraling through this morning, I hadn't even thought about it. I reach for it, fingers brushing his. A jolt, sharp, immediate, like touching a wire I didn't know was live. If he feels it too, he doesn't show it. Thanks, I mutter, clutching the phone like it might somehow steady me. His eyes search mine, careful, unreadable.
Can we talk?
The words hang in the air between us. I open my mouth, already preparing to shut it down, to put up the wall, cut this off before it gets oxygen. I groan, dragging a hand down my face. Sure, come in. Sebastian smirks. Just a flicker, but it's there. A flicker of the boy I once knew, and he steps inside. As soon as I shut the door, the weight of his presence settles into the room. The air thickens, cracking with something I can't name, and, for the first time in 20 years, we were alone. Sebastian slid his hands into his pockets, studying me.
You ran.
I crossed my arms. You're alive. Forgive me if I needed a minute. A flicker of something, guilt, flashed across his face.
I wanted to tell you the truth back then.
Really? I let out a sharp, humorless laugh, because from where I stood, you vanished and let me believe you were dead. So either you suck at wanting things, or you're lying. Sebastian exhaled, rubbing a hand over his jaw.
CC.
Don't, I snap. You don't get to call me that, not after what you did. Sebastian flinches, just slightly, but I see it. Silence stretches between us, thick with everything unsaid. Finally, he speaks.
I didn't have a choice.
I scoff. There's always a choice.
Not this time. Not if I wanted to protect you.
Protect me? Sebastian steps forward, slow and deliberate, his presence swallowing the space between us.
I can't change what happened, but I can tell you why.
My pulse pounds. I should stop this. Should tell him to leave before he cracks me open with explanations I wasn't sure I wanted. But instead I meet his gaze, fire against fire. I look him in the eye and say, then start talking. He opens his mouth, but before a single word escapes, his phone buzzes in his pocket. He ignores it. I cross my arms. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Another buzz. Then another. His jaw ticks as he yanks the phone out, glancing at the screen. Whatever he sees, it changes him. The muscles in his neck go rigid. His entire frame tightens like a man sensing danger. His fingers curl around the device, his grip so tight it looks like he might crush it. Sebastian, I say, heart skipping. He looks at me, just for a second, then lowers his eyes again. The air in the room shifts, heavier, sharper.
I have to go.
I blink. Excuse me? He was already stepping back, heading for the door.
Something came up. I can't stay.
I feel my stomach twist. You just said you were going to explain.
I know, and I will, but not right now.
I let out a sharp breath, anger sparking. Are you serious? You show up at my door, drop a bombshell on my life, and now you're just leaving? He hesitates, just long enough for the sting to land. then reaches into his jacket. A sleek black business card, his name embossed in silver. He turns it over, grabs the pen from the same pocket, and scribbles something on the back. His home address. He holds it out to me.
Come by tonight, 8 o'clock. Let me explain everything.
I stare at the card like it might catch fire in my hands. And if I don't? His throat bobs.
Then I'll come back tomorrow.
I don't take it right away. Instead, I search his face, desperate for answers, something, anything that might make sense of the hurricane he's brought with him. But all I see is the same Sebastian, older, sharper, still him. And somehow that terrifies me more than anything. His phone buzzes again. Sebastian clenches his jaw.
Please, Cece, just be there.
Then, before I could respond, he's gone, the door clicking shut behind him. I stand frozen, the card burning in my palm. 8 o'clock. I exhale shakily, heart pounding. What the heck was I supposed to do now? And then,
What the fuck?
I nearly jump out of my skin. I whirl around, eyes wide, pulse still racing from Sebastian's sudden departure. The iPad sits forgotten on the entryway table, still propped up from our call. Maggie's face fills the screen, eyes wild, mouth hanging open, in full dramatic disbelief. You saw all that? I ask, my voice raw. Maggie throws her arms up.
Of course I saw all that. I've been sitting here watching like it's a damn telenovela. Are you okay? Do you need me to come over? Because I will hop in an Uber right now and bring tequila.
I don't answer. I turn towards the window and my stomach clenches. Down on the street, Sebastian has stepped onto the sidewalk, but he's not alone. A woman waits beside a black SUV, arms crossed over her chest, watching, waiting. Maggie, do you see this? Maggie's already leaning closer to her screen.
Who is she?
The woman is sharp, efficient. Black joggers, fitted blazer, blonde hair pulled into a sleek no-nonsense bun. She looks like she belongs outside a high-secret summit, not on a sleepy Brooklyn block. Sebastian approaches her, speaking in low, urgent tones. He's tense, defensive. This isn't casual. She nods once, then says something that makes him exhale sharply. I see it, the way his shoulders tighten, the way his gaze flicks up toward my brownstone like he knows. And then the woman's head tilts slightly, her eyes lift, straight to my window. I freeze. Maggie gasps.
Oh shit, she sees you.
For a moment, I can't breathe. Then, as suddenly as she appeared, the woman nods once, turns on her heel, and disappears into the driver's seat of the idling SUV. Sebastian doesn't move, just stands there, running a hand down his face like he's carrying something far heavier than either of us understand. Then, with a sharp breath, he heads for a sleek black car gleaming under the morning sun. The engine purrs to life. And just like that, he's gone. My fingers tighten around the curtain. I don't move. Don't blink. I turn back to the screen, disbelief etched across my face. I don't know who she is, I whisper. But one thing is crystal clear. I'm going to find out. I ease onto the edge of the couch, the iPad still cradled in my hands. I don't know what that was. Maggie sighs, pulling her curls into a messy bun.
Okay, we definitely need that tequila.
That pulls a weak laugh from me. The solution to everything?
Only the important things, eh? And this qualifies.
I smile, faint but grateful.
Tonight you go, you hear him out, and if it turns out he's full of crap and working with that Ice Queen Barbie I just saw, I will personally hunt him down and slash his tires.
Another laugh slips out, a real one this time. Thanks, Mags. Then her face shifts, still teasing but laced with steel.
Yeah, no, screw it, I'm coming over. Don't even try to argue, I'll be there in 20. Maybe less, we're not unpacking this mess over FaceTime.
I didn't fight it. Couldn't, really. Bring snacks, I say softly.
Please, you think I'd show up empty-handed?
Her voice grounds me in a way nothing else has today. I smile, really smile. Love you. I end the call. Silence settles, but it felt less crushing now. I look down at the business card still clutched in my hand. 8 o'clock. Sebastian, what are you hiding? What's on your mind?
I barely remember pulling away from her brownstone. After speaking with Mari and agreeing to go see Victor, the world outside blurred. As I turn down the quiet Brooklyn street, the morning sun is slicing through the windshield, far too bright for the mess unraveling inside me. I lean back against the plush leather seat, run a hand down my face. The weight of 20 years presses against my chest, heavy, suffocating. My grip on the steering wheel tightens. I breathe out slowly, forcing the storm inside me to stay quiet for just a few more minutes. I barely remember pulling away from her brownstone. The world outside blurs as I turn down the quiet Brooklyn street, morning sun slicing through the windshield, far too bright for the mess unraveling inside me. I don't look back. I can still feel her eyes on me, like heat against my skin, like they've followed me into the car and are sitting beside me in the passenger seat, asking all the questions I never wanted to answer. My pulse still thunders from the way she looked at me, like I was a ghost she never wanted to see again. The fire in her eyes, the disbelief, the betrayal. I deserved every flicker of it. But God, I wanted to tell her everything. I was so close. I opened my mouth, ready to spill it all. Every lie, every reason, every night I stayed away, when all I wanted was to come back. But then his name flashed across my screen, Victor. And that photo, my jaw clenches. He's watching her. That's not a warning, it's a leash. A reminder. And if Victor's circling this close, I don't have the luxury of nostalgia or hesitation. Still, the memory of her voice clings to me like smoke.
Then start talking.
She'd said, all fire and ache. I wanted to. God, I still want to. But she's not just in danger now. She's on the radar, and if I don't play this right, if I don't pull the right strings before tonight, she won't just hate me. She'll never forgive me. Victor's text changed everything. The photo, the message. Some ghost should stay buried. Victor wasn't just watching me anymore, he was watching her. My jaw locked as I reached a red light, the city's hum drowned out by the rush in my ears. The car idled, but inside my head everything spun. Memories, calculations, risks, regrets. Then came the buzz. I didn't even flinch. Just flicked my eyes to the screen. Mari. I hesitate. Just for a second. Then answer. Before I could speak, her voice slides through the line, dry as ever, tinged with concern and no small amount of warning.
You're gonna do something stupid, aren't you?
I exhaled through my nose, a humorless breath that might have passed for a laugh in another life. Depends on your definition of stupid.
Anything involving Camila Morales.
My hands tightens around the steering wheel. She's already involved, Mari.
Because you put her there.
I didn't respond.
Look, I get it. She's not just some old flame. But you need to ask yourself what's worse, letting her hate you or dragging her into this mess with your brother?
My jaw flexed. Victor's already made his move, I said. He sent me a photo of her leaving the gala. There was a pause on the other end, and when Mari spoke again, her voice had lost all pretense of casualness.
This isn't just about you anymore. You know what that means.
I do. I don't answer right away. The light turned green. I eased my foot onto the gas, the city sliding back into motion around me, but I felt no movement, just a slow, rising pressure in my chest. I finally say, I tell her everything, tonight.
So you're still planning to see her tonight?
My throat was dry. I swallowed hard and replied, I don't have a choice. Mari let out a slow, frustrated breath.
Sebastian.
She deserves the truth. My voice was low, steady, final. A beat of silence stretches between us, filled with the sound of tires on pavement and the soft hum of traffic bleeding through the closed windows. Then Mari sighs again, but this time it wasn't frustration. It was resignation.
Then let me do my job.
My brows pull together. What do you mean?
I mean, if you're gonna do something reckless, at least let me make sure it doesn't get you or her killed.
My grip tightens on the wheel. I had spent years carrying this, years keeping my past from ever touching Cece. I'd buried myself to keep her safe, but now I was already in it, already marked, and for the first time in a long time, I wasn't the only one fighting to protect her. My jaw ticks and I reply, I need to know what Victor's planning. The light turned green. I drove, the city blurring past as my thoughts spiraled ahead of me. Make sure she gets to my place tonight, safely, no surprises.
You really think she's gonna hop into my car when I roll up and say, hey, your long-lost love sent me to pick you up for dinner? Sounds super trustworthy.
You'll figure it out.
Right, that's so reassuring.
I rake a hand through my hair. If I go myself, she'll push back. But you,
I'm a complete stranger to her. Not exactly comforting.
you're the only one I trust with this. My grip on the wheel loosens just slightly. The pressure in my chest, though, didn't budge. And Madi? If anything happens to her,
It won't. Not on my watch.
I closed my eyes for half a second, forcing down the wave of emotion threatening to surface. Cece was going to get her answers tonight. I sat in that promise for a moment, let it anchor me. I had trusted Mary with more than my life before, but this was different. This was Cece. Thank you, I said quietly, then ended the call. I turned the wheel, guiding the car onto the ramp that would take me across the bridge, out of Brooklyn. Away from her for now, but not away from the fire she had reignited in me the second I saw her. I didn't know how tonight would end, but I knew one thing. Before I saw Cece again, I had to face another ghost from my past, and this one wouldn't go down easy.
That's it for this week's episode of Echoes of Us, but the story is far from over. New episodes drop every Thursday starting March 20th, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and never miss a moment. Thank you for listening and being part of the story. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed the episode, consider leaving a review or sharing it with a friend. It helps more listeners find us. Until next time, listen closely, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as it seems.